Ready?
Yep. How's it going, man?
Good. How you doing?
Good, good. I mean, it's great to finally meet you in person because I've seen you in the Discord chat and stuff.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah.
seeing face to face is different.
Yeah, definitely. I'm trying to, help other people out or post whatever things I might see or things that look pretty good.
Yeah. Nice, man. Well, we can get started with this interview whenever you're ready. But I mean, first and foremost, thanks for just taking time out of your Friday to even hop on the call. Would love to
Yeah.
learn more, like about your background, like where you're from, what you
Yeah.
do, things like that. I know you're pretty young, so
No. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I could start off from where I started and to where I'm at right now.
yeah.
So when I first started, I was 22 years old. And I was a personal trainer before COVID, and then COVID hit, and I wasn't making no more money because of my clientele because of COVID, and I was living with my mom's, and I wasn't making no money, so I'm like, man, like I don't want to work another job. Like I like being self-employed. I like being entrepreneur wise, my own schedule. And all my clients are really wealthy. Where they tell me, hey, learn how to do the stock market. And I'm like, I don't know, because I'm more physical. Like I'm more into moving, looking at how body works and everything. But when I got to learning the stock market, it's more in your head. And I'm like, man, like this is not for me. Like, and I got a course, a cheap course at first, like $300, and you pay for what you get.
Yeah.
That's one thing for sure. Like you pay for what you get. This course right here, it's not cheap, but it's worth it. You pay for what you get. You have to have a strong foundation here. You have strong leaders here that are able to help you out, and that's why I like it. You have Zoom calls, and I'm like, man, like it's good that I'm able to actually speak to somebody instead of me just getting a course and not see nobody, or not hear nobody. Just do this and this and this, and that's it, and you'll be good.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I know there's more into it, but I just don't know what.
Yeah.
So then, whenever I was looking, so when that was happening, the COVID happened. I had $3,000 in my checking account, so I was like, I'm gonna just wire it, Thinkorswim, and I bought an oil company when COVID hit. So then I was like, I'm gonna just leave it there. Like I'm not even gonna look at it for years. I'm gonna see where it takes me. So then I got the course, stock navigators, and I told my wife, I'm married. I told my wife, I was like, hey, I want to get this course. I was like, but it's this amount of money. I was like, we only have like literally maybe, and I wasn't working no more, so I only had like $7,000 in my checking, my savings. That's it, and I was still paying bills, my everything. I was still paying, per month. And she was like, "Well, is it worth it?" And I was like, "I'm a man of faith, and I believe that without challenges, you won't have no growth." And I told her, like, I want to be financial free. Like we don't have kids right now. I was like, I want to see where this takes us. So like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I don't want to go. I feel convicted working at a job that I don't see myself in the future for. And one of the things about me that I guess I would say is that if I'm stressed, I want to stress on something that I'm trying to do for my future, not stress on a job that because I don't like it, it's because of the money. And that's where I told myself, and that's where like I told myself, all right, I'm gonna get this course. I told her about it, and she's like, well, let's go for it. So I did it. So I remember the day, July 2nd. That's when I got the course. And when I got the course, maybe a week later, I got COVID.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got COVID, and me and my wife got COVID, so we're isolated in our room for one whole month.
Yeah.
So literally, I just had a laptop. I had a laptop, and that's it at first. And I told my wife, I was like, hey, like at this point, like I got nothing else to do but just learn the stock market, look at the videos, watch them. So for one whole month, I kid you not, I was look at the market. I may not know nothing. I was just looking at it and watching videos, and watching the videos, looking at the market, playing with Thinkorswim, trying to get better at it. So that was the first month, and then after that, like okay, like that was like in August. That's when like we test ourselves. We were good, and then so I told myself like, okay, I have another month to keep on learning, and I wasn't working. I still didn't have no clients.
Yep.
Because some of the clients they didn't want to train because of the COVID, the vaccine, all that stuff. So then, so I didn't have no clients. I was still focusing. I was like, I told my wife, like, I don't want a job. Like, I want to focus in this. Like we have bills, but not too much. We're like, we're gonna get back, like it's gonna backfire. So she was working, and I wasn't. I told her, baby, like just trust me. Like I think I'm able to get this if I just keep on going. Like, and then like more things come in. Like I guess people started doubting you, and like maybe like my mom would look at me looking at videos, and I'm Hispanic, you know, so like a lot of Hispanics, the way that they're good at making money, working hard, not working smart. And my mom was like, hey, why don't you get a job? Like, you're not making money right now. Like, let you watch some videos. That's it. I'm like, no, like, there's something here. Like, I was like, just wait. I was like, I gotta keep on watching this video. And she just looked at me. She's like, okay. So then maybe that was in August. I kept on watching those videos. I kept on applying it. I kept on working on it. So then it was like September, middle of September. That's when I started paper trading for like a month, and then when I got good at my swing trades, that's when that's when I sold my oil company. And I made like a $7,000 profit. So in total at that point I had 10,000. So I'm like, okay, so this 10,000, I gotta look at it as it's $100,000. And I want to manage it as it's $100,000. And I'm gonna look, and one of my clients told me, hey, look at percentages, not numbers. So I'm like, okay, like, and I have this rule that worked really good for me, a 3 to 5% rule per day. If I make 3 to 5% profit per day, I'm done. That's it, no more. So when I was doing my swing trading, I was still doing paper money, and then when I see a lot of confirmation for a swing trade, then I'll go for it. And you know, if I make a 3 to 5% gain within 2 days, I'll sell it. So then I do a day trade on stocks. And those times, you know how you had a pattern day trading, so I only had to do it 3 times. Only could do it for 3 times a week. And I did that only on like a lot of confirmations that I've seen. And once I see a 3 to 5%, I sold it because I told myself, okay, I want to see it as a 100K account. I may not have it, but I'll see it there. And so then I kept on doing that. By before end of October, my account was already at 25,000.
Wow.
So then I'm like, okay, like now I could do a little bit of futures. So I was still doing, I was still paper trading, and still doing my account when I see a good amount of confirmations. So then I was doing futures, and then when I was doing futures, I'll do a little bit like on my real account because I wasn't too confirmed with it, too positive with it yet. I'm like, okay, I'm going somewhere here. Like I started from 10,000 to 33,000. I keep these numbers up. Like my account should be in a pretty good number. So by end of the year, I ended up making, I think it was like $57,000 or $58,000.
Wow.
So with $10,000, well $3,000 though, and I turned it to $58,000. So I'm like, okay. So now I was like, I know it's something good with options, but the thing about options, if people that want to get involved with options, is that it's a high profit but a high risk.
High risk.
So they think it's easy, and people make it sound so easy, and it's really not.
It's not.
So I'm okay. Like I got a course with some other people that talk about options, and I learned a good amount. Where okay, like I'm gonna do options more for swing trading. So that's when my account grew bigger because the percentages were amazing on options. So then per month I was from like 55 and it turned out to like 72 to 80. But so it's the end of the 72 by end of January. So then at end of January, that's when I started going emotionally, or psychology, what you want to call it. Where I did 2 bad trades that messed me up mentally. Penny stock. I don't do penny stock. But people were talking about it, and I remember this. I went aggressive. I put $40,000, and I was up maybe like $4,000 or $5,000 already that day. But they're talking about it's gonna go up. It's gonna go up, and I wasn't even looking at it. I was still doing day trading. So I was like, I'm gonna wait till the end of the day. End of the day, I saw I was negative. My 40,000 already like $7,000, and I'm like, man, like I worked so hard for that $7,000 just to blow in that day. And I didn't sell it because well, what if it goes up? What if it goes up tomorrow? The next day, down. I was down $9,000. And I'm like, man, like okay. I was like, what if I hold it for a week? Hold it for a week, and I was down already like 15,000. And I'm like, man. I was like, the more I look at it, the more I get mad at myself. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sell it and move forward. Like I'm gonna just like one thing I kind of I do to myself, like kind of like wash my face, like okay, I wash my face with that trade, like let's go forward with that, like let's ignore it. So I did. That was a really dumb move I did, but people were talking about it, and I guess I want to do a Hail Mary, and it backfired me, and so that's when my account dropped a little bit, and then that's when I started getting scared to trade like aggressively where I had my momentum. So then I think emotionally I was already kind of, I guess you say, messed up from that trade where I kept on losing, and I'm like, man, it's like why am I losing? Why is my account dropping at this point? Like, I was doing good numbers, now they're dropping. Like from the $70,000 like or $80,000 in January, like it would drop to like 65. I'm like, man, like, and then that's in February, like March, like I was going sideways. I'm like, man, it's like, you know what, like what's going on here? So one of the things I started doing is, okay, I'm gonna be patient, and I'm not gonna be aggressive. I'm gonna go back where I started. I'm gonna look at the numbers. So then something else I did after that is like my account by end of January, March. By March, I was like, okay, I'm gonna sell. I'm gonna do half. I'm gonna do $40,000 on long term, and I had like $25,000 to trade. I was like, and I'm gonna start with 25,000 because with my 40,000, I was telling myself if I want to do long term stocks in the future, I want to start doing it right now. So with the $40,000 I'm doing right now, I look at it if it's like $1 million account.
Yeah.
It may not be $1 million account, but it's 40,000. But I'm looking at the $1 million account, so when I get the $1 million, I already know how to manage it.
Yeah.
So then now it's like I'm gonna go with 25,000. So the 25,000 by March I was okay, like go back where I was, 25,000. I'm gonna day trade stocks, futures, a little bit of options, not too much because it's a high risk. So and then I was being patient, and I started doing that, and then my account kept on getting bigger. I think by June, that's when I saw my account like at $50,000. I'm like, okay, like I'm getting this momentum back, like where I started.
Yep.
So then I didn't know I hit 100. Right now my account's at $122,000, both of them, like in total.
Yeah.
Like from my $40,000 to have a long term.
Yeah.
And then to the account I have now in total. I didn't know because I didn't look at my long term. I just look at it. I have it 2 different accounts.
Yeah.
So I didn't look at how much I'm profit. I just look at my graphs. Oh, it's going up or it's going sideways. Like, oh, okay. As long as I'm negative or it's going really bad for me.
Yeah.
And then that's when I posted that. I was up 150. I was up 115,000. I forgot how much it was. I'm like, man, like I made $115,000 in within a year. Not even within a year.
Yeah.
With just $3,000.
That's
and I didn't notice. So and I didn't want to type it down because I'm really into, like, I don't like feeling like I'm like not center of attention, but feeling like people like, oh, like he's showing up or something.
That's you don't want to flaunt or anything. You feel like, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, and I was gonna type it down, but I feel convicted because I was like, man, like I'm pretty sure there's people here that are struggling, that need help, and I'm like, and I'm here. I'm maybe I'm maybe just like not able to like show them that like a $3,000 account could grow to $115,000 or $125,000 right now, $122,000 right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just write. And I was nervous just typing it down, and I kept looking at it like, should I send it? Should I send it? And I was like, no, I'm gonna send it because I want to show others that you could do it no matter what. Like I'm not the smartest guy out there. Like I know for me, like it was hard for me to get things quick on the stock market because I wasn't more into my brain when working. It was more personal training for more movement. So when I got to this, like it's a huge different thing. And then I started dealing with psychology. I'm like, man, like this is different. Like I've never dealt with this before. Like why am I feeling like this? And one thing about me, like I like challenges. I like knowing that like I'm pushing myself. I like knowing that like I'm able to be financial free. Like I don't have kids right now, but when I do have kids, like I'm able to. I want to be doing things with them, and that other people can't because they have a 9-to-5 job.
Yep.
And I told myself like I need to start young. I'm young. I need to start at a young age. Like I could lose money, but I know that in the future I could somehow get a job and get my money back and do it all over again. Like. it's still in my head. Like all the knowledge is in my head. Like I just blow the money, but whatever I know in my head is gonna be there. It's not gonna go away. So yeah, so
man, Michael, that's
my story
a crazy story.
No, yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, first off, congrats. Like I think you deserve all of it. It's like what you said. Like you put in the time to learn, right? I know the materials, there's a good amount to learn, but once you go through it and you review it multiple times and you, like what you said, you practice on sim. And then the big thing that I heard you say was wait for the confirmations, right? Like that's just the biggest thing. Like you got to take good trades with a lot of confirmations and just ignore all the other bad trades. So.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's true. That's true. And I think one of the things for me is like, that really helped me grow my accounts back to my percentages instead of numbers. Like people want those home runs, those, you know, $4,000 a day or $3,000, and it just depends. Everybody's account is different. You know, people start with, you know, 5,000, 10,000, 25,000. So it's different. People when people post that they made $5,000, they might someone that has a $5,000 account think, oh, I could do that too. So they go for those Hail Marys or home. They want those, and then it's like it's hard. It's rare when you get those. Yeah. It happens here and then, but it's just rare. Like it's from what I learned is it's not good to do home or like to do those trades because the risk and reward it won't be worth it. Yeah. So I go back to my percentages. If I make my percentage for that day, and then I'm getting to a point right now where like I'm looking at my trades where like I do higher lows. If I'm making higher lows on a 5 or 15-minute chart, I just put my stop loss. Yeah. You know, sometimes I make it higher than my percentages. So I just like I want to execute my trade. I think you mentioned that in one of the videos, like execute your trades, and that's where I'm getting to a point right now. Like I want to execute my trades. Like I want to get to that point, and that's why I've been doing that right now. So my percentages are getting a little bigger, but I'm not that I'm not getting greedy. It's just that I want to execute my trades my trades right. So that's why sometimes I stay a little longer, and it's different, but I like it because like I like growing. There's so much knowledge, so much more to know. You know, I'm still gonna lose even if I don't like it, but it's a part of the process, and you always gotta know your risk and reward. And you kind of want to find out what's good for you. What can you do? You know, it's future stocks, options, but like I said, like options is good, but it's just high risk.
High risk. That's what people need to know. Like if you ever want to touch options, that's like later in your trading career, after you've done stocks, after you've done futures, after you understand risk management. So
that's true. So when I posted that testimony, I had at least 10 people message me, and they were telling me like, how'd you do it? And that's hard. I mentioned I do options. No, someone asked me like what I did, and I told them I did a little bit of everything at this point. And as someone mentioned me, like a lot of people mentioned me for options, like, hey, how do you trade options? And I tell them like where you at right now. Like I always tell them like how long have you started the course? Oh, I started in March. Oh, I started in I think it was in February. Right? They're still new to the course. Yeah. Like, hey, like don't do options. So, like, it's a high risk. Yep. Like, there's still a lot to learn. And they said, oh, yeah, it's because my account's not that big. I was like, my account wasn't big neither. I was like, this is where you look at your percentages. Like, just look at small little profits per day or per week. Let it grow, and it's like eventually your account's gonna grow, and you're gonna start seeing your account grow. And later on, you learn about options, and you just apply that, and your account will get bigger. But just don't do it right now, because if that's all you have, you're just gonna blow it. Yep, exactly. You don't want to blow it, because at that point it's gonna be hard. Like for me, it's like those $10,000. That's all I had. Like I didn't have no more money. So like I'm like, man, that's all I have, and I have to take care of it. Yeah. Because if I don't take care of it, anything go wrong, then I don't have no more money to invest, and I wasn't working, so I don't have nothing else to do. Like, yep. So I gotta take care of it. I gotta take care of it, and I have to have the right mind for it. Yep. And so I just kept on pressing through it. Yeah. That's where I'm at right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, and I think that's how I can tell you're maturing in your trading as well. Is now your mindset is capital preservation, right? Like risk management. Yeah. That's what you say. All you care about is making sure you have that money, but growing it slowly, not the big wins, right? Like the big wins don't get you there. What got you to this point, literally, which is an insane return, 3K to 122K. Like, I don't think I've heard of anyone in this community starting with such a low amount. We've had people in the community make, multi six figures in profits. Someone even pushing 7 figures, but nobody doing it from $3,000. So like that is a huge achievement, Michael. So great job.
No, yeah, it is, and it's like it's amazing to see that, but it's hard to believe that in a way.
Yeah.
Can someone turn $3,000 to $22,000? But like, and I don't even believe it. When I saw both of my accounts, I'm like, man, I'm at $115,000 at that point. I'm like, man, it's amazing. And I started looking back where I started and to where I'm at right now, and the knowledge I'm at right now, and the psychology right now when I'm looking at my trades, and right now it's just what I enjoy the most is just helping people out. Like, I have people telling me, like, starting like, hey, like, what, like, I told them, like, out of the 10 people, I told them, hey, send me your reviews, send me your trades that you're looking at for that swing trade, or like, I'll let you know what I think about it.
Yeah.
Like, I may not be the best at it, I may not be 100% right, but I'll just give you whatever my options on it.
Yeah.
And I learned from that as well. Like, when I noticed that when I'm teaching somebody certain things like that on the Discord, when people ask me certain, I'm learning as well, and that's what I like about it.
Yep, exactly. And that's crazy because you said, I think you posted on like Monday, like 100, or Tuesday even, right? Your account was at 115,000. Now it's already at 122,000. So 7K on the week, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's going slow. It's growing slowly.
Yeah,
One day it's $1 million. I'm looking at it now as $1 million account.
Exactly. I think keep doing what you're doing. Risk management, number one. Make sure you don't lose money.
Yeah.
The trades that you take, if you do lose, it's very small. You manage your risk. You manage your stop loss. You focus on those percentage gains day in, day out. You're gonna get there, man.
Yeah. So like, I like I like going in small. Like, so I'm getting to a point where I like stocks instead of, I'm like more stocks right now.
Yeah.
I like where, like, sometimes I could put like I think a couple of days ago I put like $30,000 in this company, and so it was like a $5 or $6 share company. So I got a lot of shares. Well, I'm okay. If it moves 50 cents, I'll make a pretty decent profit.
Yeah.
So that my stop loss, I was only losing $600, $700. So I had a pretty tight stop loss, and I was like, and I like it because, like, my risk is always small, my profit is always pretty big.
Yep. Same.
Like, at that point when I reach my profit, I just look at it as higher lows. If it's making higher lows, I just keep on following it. If it doesn't, then I just sell it and just move forward.
Yeah.
I'll probably stop at that point.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I mean, that's spot on. With risk management, which is what, like, you got to have the stop loss, and you got to move it, and you got to manage it. So I think one thing that you said earlier, which is like, you took another course before us that was a few $100s, and then obviously you took ours, which, as you know, is a lot more expensive. Were you able to see firsthand the difference in terms of, like, quality and things like that?
Definitely. The videos.
Yeah, the videos, just the community, the instruction, the live support.
Definitely a huge difference. Those videos that the guy sent me, is like, hey, this is Thinkorswim. This is probably I like trading Thinkorswim, and personally me, and that's it. And then he talks about he didn't really explain about how to use fib levels or nothing. Or he just talked about, like, little basic things, and I'm like, man, I didn't even learn nothing at this point. Like, and I don't know if his course was more like people already knew this, or people already knew Thinkorswim, like, kind of like a little bit more involved.
Yeah.
I didn't know nothing, so I was like, this is not worth it. Like, I was like, and I told my wife, I was like, I like what y'all are providing, because, like, it's step by step. It's like everything, like, it's like step by step on, like, week 1, from week 2 to week 3 to week, like, it gets harder by the week, but, like, you start following through with what y'all talking about, and that's what I like about it. Like, man, it's like this course is like a book for chapters. Like, it gets good. It gets better and better and better. And then another thing is asking for help. I think that's the main thing, is asking for help, asking what you're struggling with. People don't like, I think on the Zoom calls, when I was in the Zoom calls at one point, people, like, they didn't want to, they're new, they didn't want to they want to ask what they're struggling with. I'm pretty sure they probably feel embarrassed because I'm probably because it's on voice instead of being like on the notes or like on Discord or through a post.
Yeah.
So there is point times where no one wants to talk to Tom. And I'm like, man, it's like, and that gets to the point where like like it just shows that people are scared to ask for help.
Yep, exactly.
I think asking for help is a big thing.
100%. Yeah. Exactly. And that's why we have so many support calls. Now we have like the Discord and things like that. So I think people are able to get help in so many different areas now. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad you can see the difference in quality, right? Because it's like what you said, it's what you pay for. So
yeah, it's what you pay for. Like, yeah, definitely what you pay for. Like even if I only had like, for anybody gonna watch in the future, like I only had $6,000 in savings account, and not even my checking account. My checking account was probably like $500 at that point. And the cost of this course, like, man, it's like it's a lot, but like, man, I know it's worth it. Like, I know it's gonna be worth it because it's the reason why it's cost so much.
Yeah.
And it's worth it. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it, guys. And
yeah,
it's worth it. It's worth it.
Hey, I mean, you made back many, many times, of course, and obviously you're doing great and amazing. So I think, keep up the great work, Michael. Obviously, we love having you being a part of this community, and, thanks for helping out other members as well. But really, thanks for just taking time to share your story, because I think it's going to motivate a lot of people where it's like, oh, my account's too small. Like, can I actually grow it? And you're, proof that you can with the right methods, the right strategy, and the right risk management. So,
yeah.
But yeah, man, thank you so much for your time. Like, we appreciate you being part of the community, and just helping out others, but also like love to hear your success. And I think you can get to that $1 million goal one day if you just focus on the right things. So
yeah, thank you for able to speak to me. It's a blessing.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. Thanks, Michael. Have a good one.
You too.